Brandon Palaniuk here, and we just finished up day one of the Bassmaster Elite Series at Lake Eufaula. And this is a pretty special place. When you think about Lake Eufaula, it goes all the way back to the foundation of bass, and when it started, we've been coming to Lake Eufaula. But you would think in the 10 years that I've been fishing professionally that I would have been here, but I've never seen this lake until the 3 days of practice when we showed up this week. And I gotta tell you, it's a really unique lake in the way that it sets up. It's a reservoir, so it's a dammed off river. It's the Chattahoochee River. And when you get reservoirs like that, you get a lot of diversity. So you've got the river section that's full of cypress trees and lily pads and grass and a lot of shallow water fishing. But then as you move down the lake and you transition, you've got some of those bigger creek channels, and you've got really steep winding creek channels. So you're able to see those on your Bassmaster charts and follow those. And those contour lines are what the fish are using to transition from their spawning pockets out to that main river ledge where they're gonna spend most of their summer. Because as this lake is transitioning, as things are starting to heat up, the rains are subsiding, and we're getting a lot less flow through the river system, and those fish want to move towards that cooler water, right? These fish, even though they're warm water species, the biggest ones still prefer those cooler water temperatures. And so they get out there, and really what I've been doing is trying to move through different depths and using my electronics to find those fish. So I start back in the back, idling around, mega side imaging, mega down imaging, looking at the maps, and once I start to get that dialed in, then I move to the front of the boat, and this is where it really comes into play, especially during the tournament, because I've only got 8 hours to fish. I'm running a ton of different types of cover, right? It's got brush piles, it's got drop-offs and ledges, and rock piles. I mean, it's got all sorts of different types of cover, and I want to fish all those different types. So I'm just running spots, need to be efficient, so when I pull up to a spot, I want to be able to know that I'm making the exact cast and I'm not wasting time trying to find my target. And that's where the Mega 360 comes into play. I roll up to the waypoint, drop it, I see the waypoint show up on my front graph, and I'm able to see the brush pile, the rock pile, whatever my target is, whatever depth I'm fishing, and I make that cast. I line it up, and that just helps me save time. And so it allows me to be able to run a lot of the body of water, a lot of the lake, and make the most of my day. So definitely a good way to cover water with the old Treks, be efficient with the 360, and make things happen this week here at Lake Eufaula.